Is National Mental Illness Awareness Week. It's marked by community education efforts in all 50 states to raise awareness that mental illnesses are treatable medical conditions and that there is help and hope for adults and kids with mental illnesses and their families. Joining us now is Heather Smith-Turner. She's the Executive Director of NAMI of Southwest Ohio. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I know this is a busy week for you guys. You have your big fundraiser and it's Mental Health Awareness Week, so I appreciate you taking the time out.
Absolutely.
First, to tell people who may not be familiar with NAMI, what exactly you guys, what that means and what you do.
Right, so NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It is a national organization as well as state and local. It is grassroots, which means everyone in NAMI is either living with a mental health condition or loving someone who's living with one. And that's a powerful, authentic voice that we have. So there are many things that we do. Do you want me to go ahead and get into that?
Yeah, let's, because just to put a personal note on it, you know, I have a long history of mental illness in my family. You know, I've suffered from depression and eating disorders. My brother was schizophrenic. And when my brother was diagnosed with schizophrenia, my parents had no idea where to turn. I mean, what is this amazing diagnosis and how do we find out more about it? And one of the places that they turned that was so helpful to them was NAMI. So I think you offered some classes that they took. So talk about those things that you offer.
Right. So we want to be the go-to place for people when they experience a mental health condition in their family and themselves. A lot of times it is out of the blue, not always, but people don't know where to turn and what to do. So we offer classes. Everything is at no cost to every participant. We have classes, we have support groups, and we have a one-day class that I'd like to highlight, which is called Hope for Recovery. And that is the second Saturday of every month. It is a way for people to understand more about mental health conditions and also maybe some coping strategies because when mental illness strikes, it affects so many people in addition to the person who's dealing with it. So again, everything is no cost. We are also doing things in the community. We're doing things in local businesses as well as in schools. So to help kind of help people understand that mental illness is very common and that when you think about 1 in 5 children age 14 to 18 is living with a mental health condition, and 1 in 5 adults is living with a mental health condition. So we want people to understand, as you said, they're treatable. They are a chronic medical condition. People lead full and fulfilling lives most often. So, but we really want people to turn to us. We have a helpline, which is a place where people can call and ask all kinds of questions. And we help connect them to either something that we have, or if we're not a fit, we absolutely find what is and who is for them.
What is that helpline, just quickly, so in case anybody out there is thinking, well, I'd like to call and find out more information.
Absolutely. It's 513-351-3500.
Okay, and quickly before we go, I did want to ask, why do you think we still have to have mental health awareness weeks and months and that type of thing?
Well, I think stigma still exists. I think we're working to reduce it. I think we see that in the younger generation. I think that we see they're much more open about it and willing to talk about it. But it's something where people aren't familiar with it, tend to think of the 1 in 25, which is someone with something severe like my uncle, who lives with paranoid schizophrenia, versus you and I, and that is what mental health conditions look like. We are the face of it because it affects so many people. Yeah,
and it's really a wide spectrum, right? Like you said, my brother was paranoid schizophrenic as well, but there's all kinds of things that are a little less severe than that still are hard to live with.
Right, depression, anxiety disorders. Depression is the #1 cause of disability, a huge economic burden, and so people suffer and deal with it alone, and we want people to know you're not alone. And you can find hope and find help. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's the most important thing. You're not alone. You can call their hotline, and you can also find out more information. And what's the website? The Southwest Ohio.
Right. It's NAMI.org.
Okay. All right. So we'll put that information as well on local12.com, and we'll have it all there. And if you'd like to reach out to them, they're great people, and they do great things. And we appreciate you taking some time out to talk to us.